Hello pre-calculus students. In this video, I will discuss angles in a unit circle. Learning competencies. The learners are able to number 1. Illustrate angles in standard position and coterminal angles. Number 2. Convert degree measure to radian measure and vice versa. Review. Compass. An instrument used to draw a circle. And unit circle, a circle of radius 1 unit and with center at the origin. Arc length is the distance between 2 points along a section of a curve. Central angle is an angle whose vertex is at the center of a circle and whose legs or sides are radii intersecting the circle in two distinct points. An angle is formed by two rays with a common endpoint. One side of the angle rotates about the common endpoint and the other side remains stationary. The stationary ray is the initial side of the angle and the rotating ray is the terminal side. In figure shown below, the initial side of angle AOB is OA while its terminal side is OB. An angle is said to be positive if the ray rotates in counterclockwise direction and the angle is negative if it rotates in a clockwise direction. Para maging clear lang sa atin, ang positive angle and negative angle, ang sinasabi lang nito sa atin ay yung direction ng rotation ng terminal side. Kung ang rotation ba ay counterclockwise or clockwise direction. An angle is in standard position if it is drawn in the xy plane with its vertex at the origin and its initial side on the positive x-axis. So the angle alpha, beta, and theta in the figure at the left are angles in standard position. To illustrate the angle in standard position, I am using the geogebra application. As you can see in the figure, we have an angle C. This one is A, the origin of the xy plane. So we have an angle C A B prime. Now the initial side of this angle is the side AC and the terminal side is the side AB prime. Okay, as you can see, the terminal side is rotating in the counterclockwise direction. So this is an example of a positive angle. Alright, now the terminal side is rotating in the clockwise direction. So this is an example of negative angle. But as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, the positive side or the initial side only tells us the direction of the rotation of uh, terminal side. Okay, now let's put this in a circle. Okay, now let us consider that the radius of the circle is 1 unit. So this is what we call a unit circle. Now if you notice also, the measure of an angle is expressed in degree measure in this particular illustration. However, the measure of the central angle could also be expressed in radian measure. Okay, the concept of radian measure is if the arc length, okay, for instance, this one, the length of this is equal to the length of the radius of the circle, that is 1 radian. So, uh, this one, the one rotation, one revolution of in a unit circle, that is equivalent to 360 degrees. In radian, that is 2 pi. Okay, let us go back first to our um, PowerPoint presentation. Now here, okay, if the terminal side of angle, okay, angle measure. The angle formed by rotating the terminal side exactly once in the counterclockwise direction until it coincides with the initial side has a degree measure of 360, one revolution. Conversely, this means that 1 degree is 1 over 360 revolution. If the terminal side is not moved from the initial side, the angle is measured 0 degree. If the terminal side of central angle coincides with a coordinate axis such as that its initial side coincides with the positive side of the x-axis, the angle is called quadrantal angle. Example of quadrantal angles are 90 degrees and 180 degrees. So if we go back to our illustration, if for example the terminal side of angle alpha lies on the positive y-axis, that's quadrantal angle. If it also lies on the negative y-axis, again quadrantal angle, or if it lies on the negative y-axis, quadrantal angle. Now, angles can also be expressed in terms of degrees, minutes, and seconds. So, for example, a degree measure of the angle 10.505 degrees can be expressed as 10 degrees, 30 minutes, and 18 seconds, or simply 10 degrees, 30 minutes, 18 seconds. So, here is our conversion equivalent. So, ang gagawin nyo lang dito, if you want to multiply uh, minute to degree, or if you want to convert minute to degree, all you have to do is multiply it by 1 over 60. And if you want to convert second to minute, all you have to do is also multiply it by 1 over 60. Okay, so this one is radian measure. Um, if the length of the arc, this one, is equal to the radius of the circle, and usually if we consider it as a unit circle, its radius is 1 unit. So if this 1 unit, this one is also 1, that's 1 radian. So we have here the conversion equivalent. 1 radian is 180 degrees over pi, or 1 degree is pi over 180 radian. To convert degree measure to radian measure, multiply it by pi over 180, and to convert radian measure to degree measure, multiply it by 180 over pi. Okay, so we have example here. You just multiply 90 degrees, just multiply it by pi over 180 region, then simplify. Okay, also, if you want to convert region to degrees, multiply it by 180 degrees over pi. Okay, then we perform the operation, simplify. Okay, coterminal angles. If you have more than one angles and they have the same terminal side, that is coterminal angles. So, uh, let's have here. Okay, we have here an angle. As you can see, the white, this one, the white lines or rays. Okay, now, okay, we have this angle. Hmm, okay, so we have this angle. If you can see, it's moving counterclockwise direction. If it terminates along the terminal side of the white angle, okay, then these two angles are coterminal angle. Another one, okay, another angle. So the blue one is the positive coterminal because the rotation of the terminal side is counterclockwise, and the red one is the negative coterminal because its rotation is in the clockwise direction. Okay, so let's have here angle in before that, this one first. Okay, converting degree measure to radian measure. So all you have to do is multiply it by pi over 180. Naglag pa. And if you want to convert radian measure to degree, see, okay. Oh, as you can see in the illustration, we have degree multiplied by pi over 180 is the equivalent radian measure. Now here we have radian measure multiplied by 180 over pi, and this is the equivalent degree measure. And now this is your written task. Directions: answer the following problems. You may send picture of your answer through Messenger and a hard copy attached to your answer sheet. Number one, express each of the following in radian measures. So you have three measures in degree unit. Number two, express the following in degree measure. Okay. Number three, construct the angle in standard position. Then, this should be then, determine its smallest positive and negative coterminal angles. If you have further questions or clarification, you can send me a message and I will answer your clarification. Thank you.